This episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast, we are talking about emotional intelligence. This is part 2. If you've not listened to part 1, you can jump back an episode, or you can just listen after you join us here. Either way is fine. You'll get all the information you need. And as usual, we're giving away free stuff. Hang in there, folks. We'll be right back.
This sounds like something for the authorities in Detroit.
Well, joke's on you. I'm living to 102 and then dying. Like the city of Detroit.
Guys like this antique over here out of Detroit.
Spawned in the hellfires of Motown.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
Stationed in Drambuie. It's worse than Detroit.
We did not have, as a unit, the confidence that we felt like we needed to beat Detroit.
Let's go to Detroit.
Now you're talking, brother.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
Do they have many farms in Detroit?
Detroit. It's in Michigan.
I go to school. I know where Detroit is.
Get ready for the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright, originating from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. He has hypnotized thousands of people from all over the United States. David R. Wright has been featured on news outlets all across the country and is the clinical director of an outpatient mental health and hypnosis clinic located just south of Detroit, where he helps people daily using the power of hypnosis. Welcome, the Motor City Hypnotist, David R. Wright.
What is going on, my friends? This is David Wright, the Motor City Hypnotist. We are back with another episode of the Motor City Hypnotist podcast.
Yes, you are.
Yes, we are.
I'm just breaking
that is
everything.
Matt Fox. He just fell over the control board over there. I don't know what went on, but
the headphone cord got wrapped around my foot, and I went to step away. And next thing I know, you're in the dark, and I'm like, "Uh-oh!"
Oh, I didn't even notice the light went out.
See, that's how good I am.
Yeah, you got to fix quick.
And I was able to pour myself another drink.
Oh, there you go, more than a sip.
Oh yeah,
all during the intro.
Yeah,
good job, man.
Yeah, I'm
fantastic.
I'm doing my job.
That is Matt Fox, by the way. The other voice you hear.
Hello.
He's fallen in the studio. We're here in the palatial Podcast Your Voice Southfield Studios.
Yes,
hanging out on a Monday night doing a podcast.
Yes, we do.
So let me tell you, folks, where you can find me. My website, motorcityhypnotist.com. It is time to book your post-prom or post-grad night event. Dates are filling up quickly. In fact, I have 3 Saturdays. Excuse me.
3 Saturdays.
3 Saturdays in April already booked.
Oh my goodness.
They're all in Iowa.
Yep. Love it.
I'm going to drive back and forth to Iowa 3 times in 3 weeks.
Hi, I'm in Iowa.
And typically when I go to Iowa, I do Dyersville, which is Field of Dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going back?
I might. I've been there like 3-4 times.
But so you're famous in Iowa.
But the problem is when you go in the spring, there's no corn.
Well, you don't whatever.
But I mean, to get the experience, you want to see the corn.
There's no
in the
corn
outfield
because he dug under the shit. That's why.
I'm just saying, there's no corn in the outfield. It's just barren
because he dug under.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, so yes, book your show because again, dates are filling up quickly, especially prom because that's coming up sooner. I know. Here's the thing. Michigan area, especially in the southeast Michigan area, they don't do prom night. They do grad night parties.
Right. Those are the overnight parties.
Yes. Right? Like the lock-ins, Other like Iowa, they don't do grad night parties. They do post-prom parties, all-nighters, like lock-ins.
After the prom. Sure.
So it's just a different event, but the same thing happens.
Because you did say proms, and I'm like, I don't remember there ever being a break in the action at prom for a hypnotist. You're talking the after prom.
They do the prom.
Okay.
They change. They come to this auditorium, and I finish the night at like 3-4 a.m. or whatever, 2 a.m., 1 a.m., whatever it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. So yes. Definitely, you can get your quote within minutes and have it booked within minutes as well. So check that out, especially if you're looking for entertainment for your post-prom or post-grad party.
Okay.
My social media links, Facebook and YouTube, are both Motor City Hypnotist, and Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok are all Motor City Hypno.
HYPNO.
That is it. And as we've done every episode going back to number 1, text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510.
Game.
Within a few moments, you'll receive a text with a downloadable PDF. It's a hypnosis guide that I've written. It's a couple pages, just kind of generally gives you the information on hypnosis, kind of dispel some myths and misconceptions. And it will also give you a link to my Google page to leave a review, which I would greatly appreciate it. Now, even if you don't text the word hypnosis, I want you to do that. Text the word hypnosis to 313-800-8510. Leave a review. Even if you don't do that, whatever platform you're listening on, Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, whatever, leave a review there of the podcast. Yeah. That's greatly appreciated. Again, reviews just help. And those of you who have ever, had a business or any kind of thing that you're promoting, reviews help so much. So I would greatly appreciate a review.
Gosh.
All right. It is time.
Here we go.
That's how winning is done.
All righty. Let me see where this is.
I see a kitty cat in the picture.
Vermont. 4 years after losing a beloved cat named Tinsel, a stroke of fortune found her reunited with owner Maggie DeGrenia, whose cousins saw her on a local shelter's website. Tinsel disappeared in December 2021, leading to weeks of searching, posting on Facebook groups, contacting shelters, and putting up missing posters.
Oh my goodness. How long did this take?
Well, it was 2021. December of 2021 is when the cat went missing.
And this is just a recent story? Holy shnikes. Yeah. Oh, this is great. Go on.
But despite all her efforts, DeGrenia eventually had to accept her beloved pet was gone. The 27-year-old Vermonter had lived with Tinsel since 2017 when she adopted her at a Lunenburg shelter 4 years later. I'm sorry, at a Lunenburg shelter. 4 years later, Tinsel accidentally got let out of DeGrenia's house and vanished.
That's when she went missing. Okay.
We called local shelters for weeks, searched for her by car and by foot, said DeGrenia, who admitted she eventually gave up and merely hoped her baby would find a new loving home.
Well,
then one day, DeGrenia received a text from her cousins saying she had seen Tinsel with her instantly recognizable mustache on a local shelter page.
Holy shit.
She texted me, "Hey, important. I think I found Tinsel," she told SWNS. I was in disbelief when I saw the photo and immediately broke down in tears. I called the shelter, Riverside Rescue, as fast as I could, still in tears as I told them our story. Tinsel immediately recognized me during the shelter reunion, pressing her forehead against Maggie's in a touching display of affection that she said was the most incredible feeling.
Aww.
According to the shelter, Tinsel had been picked up by people who looked after her until December and then surrendered her back to the shelter.
Wow.
You guys want to see a picture of Tinsel?
Yeah, please. Come on. I'm a cat dad. Oh, look at that.
Look at the mustache.
I see it.
Oh, wait.
No, other way.
That way. There.
You had it. There you go.
Sorry, there's a delay in video. Tinsel's back home.
That's great.
With her mother. Look at those whiskers. How long those are.
I just want to play with those whiskers.
Here, you can look at it, man.
Yeah. She's adorable. She is a very pretty cat.
I mean, I guess you know that cat if you saw it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's very distinctive.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
My parents in Virginia, they actually have 2 cats. And one of the cats' names is
Tinsel.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's funny. I've never heard. I mean, I guess I'm sure it's not probably a common name.
No, they got them. They got them right before Christmas.
Right.
So that's where Tinsel comes from.
Definitely.
Winner of the week.
Winner of the week for sure.
That's how winning is done.
All righty.
So, back to it.
Yeah. So we're talking today about emotional intelligence. As I mentioned in the intro, this is part 2. Stick around. Even if you didn't listen to part 1, you can go back and catch up. Mm-hmm. All the info's there. Mm-hmm. So we talked about really what emotional intelligence is. We talked about self-awareness, knowing what you're feeling. Self-regulation. We talked about responding instead of reacting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here's where we're going to go into the external part of it. up till now, it's about analyzing ourselves, our own feelings, being aware. Now we're going to go into empathy, understanding others.
May I interject here for a quick second?
Yes.
We talked about techniques to help one emotionally regulate and, think. And there's a technique that I actually read about this morning. It was shared during our work day.
Yeah, you mentioned that right in the beginning. Yep.
And it's a technique that you do for 30 days in a row. And it's called the GLAD technique.
Yep.
And it's an acronym. So GLAD.
Yep.
And GLAD and G and really stands for gratitude. What are you
grateful for?
What are you grateful for? Right. You have to think about that. Yep. And then the L is what is something new that you learned? Right. The A is what is an accomplishment that you've had? And then think about that. And then the D is what delights you. So if you think about those 4 things every day for 30 days, you will end up being able to self-reflect just a tad bit more as a technique of your emotional intelligence.
Absolutely. So, and that's a great one to look at. And I will put that in the show notes as well.
Okay.
The GLAD technique.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things that I saw this morning. It's so funny that you're doing emotional intelligence EI on the show today, because just not this week, not next week, the week after, I'm doing a speech about emotional intelligence.
Perfect.
So you are spot on with your timing.
I'll just hand you my notes. You can choose them.
Well, thanks for writing it, man. No, honestly, it's just, this is such an important topic and we talk about it all the time, but putting it into practice is where it starts.
Yep.
So what we're going to be going over next, you said, was the empathetic part of it.
Going outside of yourself with emotional intelligence.
All right, go for it.
And again, really the purpose of that is just kind of to shift that internal awareness to external awareness, which is part of the whole thing. To be emotionally intelligent, you have to have your own individual intelligence, but also intelligence of how to deal with other people.
Yeah, you got to be Troy from Star Trek.
So definitely there's some key distinctions between some terms.
Yes.
There's definitely some distinction between empathy and sympathy. Those are not the same things.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
Empathy also does not mean you agree.
Oh, no. You couldn't.
That's the other, because people feel like if you're empathetic, you agree with the person and what they're going through or decision they've made.
I understand your opinion. I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Yes. And the other one is empathy without boundaries or limits leads to burnout.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and I've used this analogy so many times. You can give and give and give. Eventually, you're going to run out, and then you have nothing for yourself.
And that's where delegation comes into play,
or even just moderation, or even again taking that time for yourself. Again, I'm full of idioms and analogies in these episodes, but it's the old saying, if you lose pressure in a plane, you put your mask on first. If you don't put your mask on first, you can't help anyone else.
Right. That's why you put yours on first before the children.
Absolutely. Yep. So what are some practical empathy skills that you can kind of implement when you're dealing with other people?
That's a really good question. I'm sure that was a rhetorical question, but it's a really good question. What can one do?
Number one, this is tough, and you have to be very aware of this. Listening to understand, not to respond.
That is exactly what it is. Yeah.
Because most of the time when you're listening to somebody, you're already formulating your response in your head and you're missing half of the information they're trying to give you because you're already formulating what you want to say.
And then you say it before they're done speaking.
Could be. Yeah. Or you respond to just half of what they said or a portion and they didn't understand what they were really saying.
Sure.
So again, listening to understand, not to respond. Reflecting emotions, even just acknowledging somebody. It's something like you could say, you know what, the way you're speaking, it feels like you felt overlooked or you felt ignored.
Yeah.
It's just kind of acknowledging their emotion and knowing, I understand what you're saying. It just gives you that confirmation that somebody's listening, somebody understands. This is also very nuanced, but definitely can be done. Use curiosity instead of judgment.
Help me understand.
Okay. Are you being facetious?
No,
or
yeah, I'm being
okay.
very,
I thought so.
That's part of it. Help me understand.
Yes. But being curious and not judgmental, because somebody can say something to you that you might think, ooh, but as soon as you respond like that, you've totally discounted their statement or their feeling. Almost like, oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't feel that way.
Right. Or using the word but.
Uh-huh. So you use curiosity instead of judgment. So how do we implement emotional intelligence in daily life? So a lot of people are like, yes, I understand this. I understand the need for it. I understand the importance of it. How do we implement this in our day-to-day?
How do we fit into this?
Yep.
Yes.
So here's EI in some key areas. Relationships is huge because a lot of times in relationships, typically, and this is what I see, one person might have very good emotional intelligence and the other person does not. And trying to mesh those two becomes very, very difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have one person who just doesn't get it, really, when it comes down to it. So in relationships, here's some key things to kind of tap in or kind of foster that emotional intelligence. Communicating your needs clearly. Again, your needs, not your wants.
Your needs.
What you need.
I need to wear women's underwear.
Effectively managing conflict.
Sorry.
No!
Don't
shut me up!
That came out of
listening to you no more.
that came out of left field. But
That's awesome. Yeah.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand.
Come on, Joey Tribbiani did it.
I know, right? Absolutely. Repairing after emotional missteps. So in any relationship, you're going to have mess ups. It's just going to happen. We're human beings. We make mistakes. It's going to happen in a relationship.
Yes.
The best thing you can do is after these emotional missteps is to repair it. And we'll get into some very specific things a little bit later on.
2 simple words, Dave.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, that's sincere. I'm sorry.
Sincere.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So Matt, this goes right into workplace.
Yeah.
Work and leadership. Giving feedback.
Yeah.
Handling stress.
Yeah.
Reading the room.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Those are all things you need in a workplace for emotional for emotional intelligence.
Back in the 80s, they used to say when you're giving a speech or when you're in front of a group of people speaking or what have you, they always say, picture people in their underwear.
Yeah.
And that'll get you over, any
your fear,
nervousness.
your stage fright. Yeah.
Honestly, you don't want to do that in this day and age.
No.
Because that'll just either make you throw up or you're sitting with HR.
Or you just can't step out from the podium.
Right. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, great Odin's Raven.
What was that? Police Academy? Yeah, that was what that was.
What in blazes are you talking about?
No, it's not important.
Yeah. But that last point, that the emotional intelligence in the workplace, as a leader, you have to be able to listen.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
You have to be able to find a common ground and understand where they're coming from, because there's always a lesson to be learned.
Absolutely.
Whether it be customer based, whether it be coworker based, whether it be an ethics issue, there is an area for everyone to come and be on the same page.
Yep.
And it might take a while to get there.
Yeah.
But it does exist.
Yep. So the next area, as far as emotional intelligence in daily life, which we wouldn't have had this on this list 20 years ago, but social media and digital content.
Yeah. You have to be so careful in this day and age, Dave, because things can go back forever.
I know.
Once it's out there, it's out there.
So in really, I've said this to clients numerous times, especially people with, let's call it political anxiety.
Okay. Yeah.
In general,
there's a lot of stuff going around.
Yeah. So, and I always tell clients, listen, if there's important news, if there's something you really need to know, it will get to you. So take a step back from content. A lot of times we just get wrapped up and get emotionally charged and just emotionally involved in social media content. and it affects us living our life day to day.
It affects how we work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it affects how you work, how you interact with others.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, even feelings about yourself, because I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of wasted time on social media for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I include myself in that. It's not, I'm not immune to it. I get it.
You know what I did this past week?
What?
I shut down Candy Crush.
Oh, nice.
I shut it down because it felt like it was taking way too much time.
It's funny you say that, Matt, because every once in a while I'll just be like, oh, this looks like a fun game.
Right.
After like a couple of days, I'm like, oh no, I just need to delete it.
Yeah.
I just do. I just can't.
I shut it down, and I feel after just a couple of days, I'm like, no, I don't even really need it. I don't know why I was doing it to begin with.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's just a time killer.
Yeah.
But here's the key, and people know this. Well, you should know it. You've probably heard it. These social media platforms know exactly what they're doing. These algorithms are meant to keep you there, to keep you clicking, to keep you scrolling. Psychologically, they have you in a trap. And that's exactly what they want. Advertising, information, money and engagement. That's what they're looking for.
I can only imagine what my phone's going to show me after our show tonight. So go on.
Right. So it's important to just take a step back from that in knowing when not to engage. Because again, how many times have you seen somebody will make a benign comment on a social media, and then you just get this just crap load of backlash and responses. Sure. And it's like, it's you're just expending all this emotional energy into the ether. You don't even know these people.
Nope.
You've never met them. But you never will meet them.
But the ether's getting to know you.
Well, no, absolutely. Because every time you engage, it knows what is going to pull it knows what's going to get you engaged again.
Sure. Yeah. So social media is a part of your emotional intelligence, knowing when to back the F off.
Yeah. Especially if it's affecting you negatively. And as I say to clients, listen, I understand you feel like you want to be responsible. You want to be informed. That's admirable. I get that. That's great. But there is a spot where you can go too far with it and you just get too enmeshed, and then that affects your day to day.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. So how do we build emotional intelligence over time? Because EI is not just something you achieve and you're like, oh, I've arrived. Here it is.
It's either natured because you based on how you grew up, it's either part of your nature and your genetics or what have you, or it's nurtured.
Yep.
It's either natured or nurtured, because to learn it, to get good at it, to become an expert in your own emotional intelligence, and then being able to see someone else's emotional intelligence and be empathetic to it, that takes time to develop. And that's the nurturing part of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Either way, it's still something that you have to put into practice.
Yes. It's something you have to work at.
Yeah. Whether you grew up with it and it's a part of your genetics, or if there's something that's skill that you had to learn.
It's like any other mental health issues. EI is it's a lifelong practice. You always want to be working on it. And here's the thing. Progress is key. How do I say this? Progress is much more important than perfection, because you're never going to get perfection.
No.
As long as you're progressing, that's what you need to look at. And here's the other thing that you have to kind of give yourself some credit for. Being aware is progress. It's already growth. So when we talked earlier, I think in episode 1 for this, being aware of your emotional state and your emotional intelligence. So let me give you some daily practices, something you can do every day to help grow your emotional intelligence.
And there's a great resource that I'm going to mention after that.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. Number one emotional check-in per day.
Okay.
So throughout any day, every day, at least once a day, just kind of check in with yourself. What am I feeling right now? What am I feeling? Sad? Am I feeling bored? Am I feeling frustrated? But do that check-in, because what it will do, it's going to train you just to be aware of your emotional state over time.
Sure.
Pause before responding at least once a day.
So important.
And then have one empathetic question in every conversation you have.
That's tough to do. because you don't know what type of conversations you're going to have.
Correct.
And you need to prepare yourself to be empathetic. You may not be in the best situation in this conversation or whatever scenario is going on, but you need to find that empathy and that gray area with that other person to come into balance with. That's really tough to do.
And I guess the question becomes, if you improve your emotional intelligence, what would change? Would your interactions with other people change? Yes.
Yeah.
Would your workplace environment change?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would your relationships with your spouse and your kids change?
Oh,
yes.
Even your ex.
Yeah. I mean, everything.
Come on.
And that's the real big thing. It's not just, I'm just going to feel better. It's building this over time so it's sustainable.
Sure.
It's not just a fleeting feeling, because you can feel happy one day, but next day you feel depressed. So what we want to do with emotional intelligence is build that consistency, so it's always in place every day. And again, even with these daily practices, as soon as you have it down to do each of these once a day, increase it. Then it becomes habit. Then it becomes automatic, and it becomes who you are. You don't even have to think about it anymore.
I love that you're looking me in the eye and telling me this, because you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
But I can see the passion that you have in this topic. So I really do appreciate that. Have you ever heard of the author by the name of Daniel Goodman?
I believe I have.
Yes.
I think I know his name.
And he has a book. It's called EI, Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ.
Oh, I'm already in.
Yeah. So he's kind of like the father of emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That is a resource of a book that I'm reading through right now.
Perfect.
To understand, so I can speak intelligently.
Yeah.
During my speech.
Emotionally intelligence. Yes.
But it's there's a lot of really great snippets that he has in his book, and some of his quotes are spot on.
Yeah.
It's just it really helps one to be comfortable in their own skin when it comes to being emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
You may not think you are. You may know more than you know.
Absolutely. And again,
you think you know. Yeah.
Until you examine it, how do you know?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing about being aware.
Sure.
That's the big thing.
There's so much. This is just the biggest topic. You could have brought.
I
to
mean,
the
and
table.
honestly, we have honestly, we've scratched the surface.
If we want to do 3 and 4 out of this, baby, let's do it. Just not tonight.
We'll think about that. Let me go through what I have left, and we'll see if it's enough to continue.
Fair enough.
A lot of it might just be, repeat.
Go on.
Or whatever.
Go for it.
But for now, that is our show. So again, I want you to put these daily practices in place. 1 emotional check-in per day, pause before responding.
Love it.
And empathetic questions to other people.
I just had to think about what I was going to say.
Yes.
You see how that works?
Yes.
You like that?
You paused.
Paused, and I thought about it.
Perfect.
All right, let's do another show.
Absolutely.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. But yes. So we may be back with EI again next time. We will. Either way, we're going to be back with a show.
Yeah.
We just don't know what it is yet.
We'll intelligent it out. Yeah.
So before we take off for today, you know who needs a home?
Who's that?
Grobe Goal.
Who?
Grobe Goal.
Is it Grobe Goal? Grobe Goal.
Grobe Goal.
Well, that is a really interesting name for a puppy. Grobe Goal.
Yeah.
Is it terrier mix?
Mixed breed, neutered male, 40 pounds. He prefers human friends.
Okay.
No dogs. Cat friendly unknown. Kids older than 10.
Okay. Yeah. It's a smaller looking puppy.
Yeah, he looks a little bit tiny.
He's got a little pity in him. I can see
he looks a little bit, but he's small though.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking I was like terrier. I'm just looking at the paws.
Yeah, the ears kind of give me that pity.
Yeah, so does the snout.
Yeah. Anyway.
He's cute.
Grobe Goal.
Grobe Goal. GROBGOL.
DetroitDogRescue.com/adopt. Grobe Goal needs a home.
Please.
Absolutely. All righty, folks. That is our show. We'll be back next Monday evening. Actually, guys, I know I haven't said this, but you can join us live for our podcast each and every Monday night. Typically, it's from 8 to 9. Tonight, we went a little bit earlier, but just check the Motor City Hypnotist Facebook page. We stream live to there, or the Podcast Your Voice Facebook page, which it goes to there also.
Yep,
So
sure does.
either Facebook page, you'll get to watch us, and actually you can join in and ask questions, be a part of the show.
Please.
I'd love to have what I'd like to do at some point is get to the point where we can actually just have a show with a live Q&A. That would be fantastic.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell the kids.
Hide your neighbors. Tell your neighbors, tell your spouse.
Yeah. Tell us to join us. You can join us live on Facebook Live on either of those pages, Motor City Hypnotist or Podcast Your Voice. All righty, folks. That is our show.
I love it.
Change your thinking, change your life, laugh hard, run fast, be kind. We'll see you next time.